They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and post shit. They see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bullshit. They see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like that, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Sabe got this bitch off the hand, got the juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, it's assault. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit.
Hey, one way, one way, one way, one way, one way.
Coming up on my new
I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settle and see. You locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's One West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause there's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on this beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum. Got you fuckers scared some. Get the banging on this beat till my fucking head numb. Black Glock, red drum, black and yellow air ones. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one.
Told these niggas we was going up. They was doing a lot of talking. Now these niggas ain't saying shit.
Feeling like a legend in this shit. Lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third. Lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all steppin'. Kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, but you doing life. These hands are rude GPS, a mean right. That's mean right, we build different, you know the vibes. And we stamped it authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a kind. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoke until we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up on my divorce.
West till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I be One West to the death till they bury me. One West till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I be One West to the death till they bury me. I be One West to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy and get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he a domino. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team up
all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since all the dominance of one West rising to prominent. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupons for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. A showstopper, been as proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm growing them off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modified the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's worth the mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when the heat's on, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had a nigga spin like a tire, but down the deep, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because U.P.K. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me.
Yeah, on 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Fine in, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I did it. He nice, but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, up too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They say you been in beast mode lately, you is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. In the field like Jeepers Creepers, say they want some smoke, dawg. So I brought these chimney sweeps. Coming like we coming, you can't even cap. These niggas don't run it like we run it, bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till them do us part. So if you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, fine in. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rate for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Think I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dawg? Guns and butter, baby boy. U.P.K. top, dawg. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that econ line into a damn tank. I got chopper stash in the attic like they Anne Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like bolt cutters. You cannot play both sides, gotta choose your colors. See I'm throwing that one up with that W, that's my blood, bro. Fine in, I ain't show no mercy, I'm Israelite, bitch, you a gospelite, bitch.
Fuck you talking about?
If that nigga want war, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade your line up. Young nigga named Slayer, what you think, boy, you be done to try. South Coast shit, we bout it. UPK, shoot solid, little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way, what you think? I love this brotherhood, hood. More than you, bitch. Sharp on shit, I'm bout it. UPK, shoot solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All they hoes wanna take my piece. All the nigga wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walking around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Should've took the time, get a damn no. But I see the shawty and I show her. She could never get a priest holding. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with a fake ass jewelry. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. Yeah, that sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bitch muggin'. I say, if that nigga want war, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade your line up. Young nigga named Slayer, what you think, boy, you be done to try. South Coast shit, we bout it. UPK, shoot solid, little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way, what you think? I love this brotherhood, hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't none of me. Base up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR-223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, the clip run like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in the temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you squirm off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why does nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UPK play for keys, nigga. Commanding general get a damn order, but ain't nothing me to damn kill you. I stuck in his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close comeback. Nigga got popped off for a neck. If that nigga want war, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade your line up. Young nigga named Slayer, what you think, boy, you be done to try. South Coast shit, we bout it. UPK, shoot solid, little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way, what you think? I love this brotherhood, hood. More than you, bitch.
Christ said 7 women gonna be on one nigga in the end time. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy. I'm stressed by that damn hoe ass bitch. Fake ass nigga too. Dumb ass motherfucker. Fuck you.
Backstage. Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rapper, busy man, shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga.
Red where Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no hoe to lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert, another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, it's an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit, I ain't listening, is in fact the If revenge was a woman, now I scope that bitch like Jack the Ripper. War, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him, this shit light work. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitch about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody won't be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, this laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow son, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
I just wanna see my enemies fall. Yeah, hey, look, I just wanna bow. Told my niggas stand tall, cause we about to go and get it out. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Look at them 20s while they crawl. I've been praying that my enemies fall. Nigga, I just wanna bow. And I hope you bow too. And that be why I gotta keep it true. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Just give me what I'm due. Let my enemies see the living proof, Lord. I just wanna bow. Trying to build my own city, homie. Enough room to put my niggas on it. Then start a couple business on it. Fuck any heathen never shitted on me. Yeah. Public housing we done lived through. Trying to put that in my real view. Gold rolls, what I still do. I can see the picture with a clear view. Gotta separate the snakes and all you fuck niggas that's gon' hate. Daily pray to God I don't catch another case. But that's a small risk that I feel I gotta take. Only certain niggas, they gon' feel this. Still deliver verses on that real shit. If I get a couple million, I'ma bust this shit down with these children. I just wanna bow. Told my niggas stand tall, cause we about to go and get it out. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Look at them 20s while they crawl. I've been praying that my enemies fall. Nigga, I just wanna bow. And I hope you bow too. And that be why I gotta keep it true. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Just give me what I'm due. Let my enemies see the living proof, Lord. I just wanna bow. Don't get up out of bounds, homie. Got killers with them rounds on them. Look like I'm fed from the drum. Look, don't make me make the reaper rain down on them. I can give a fuck if you rock blue. And I was Sue Woo from the Fruit Town crew. Cops still shoot us every time we move. They hate you, nigga, like they hate me too. Just know that brotherhood is a weapon. Build another zone, get protected. Too many sisters in the city been molested. Now I'm stacking soldiers off the block like it's Tetris. Woo. Know that truth, it give you chills, don't it? Steady ringing in your ears, won't it? If I'm blessed to make a meal, I'ma bust that shit down with my real homies. I just wanna bow. Told my niggas stand tall, cause we about to go and get it out. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Look at them 20s while they crawl. I've been praying that my enemies fall. Nigga, I just wanna bow. And I hope you bow too. And that be why I gotta keep it true. Nigga, I just wanna bow. Just give me what I'm due. Let my enemies see the living proof, Lord. I just wanna bow. Yeah. To all them children that grew up with parents strung out on drugs. Yeah. I just wanna bow. Hope you do too. And I hope you do too. Yeah. Man, to the brother that had a rib and she left him for whatever reason. Yeah. I just wanna bow. I hope you do too. And to the sister, you know what I'm saying, that had that nigga leave her. Yeah, yeah. Nigga, I just wanna bow. To my niggas that's locked up. I hope you do too. Man, I hope you niggas see the light of day. Yeah, I just wanna bow. Yeah, I just wanna bow.
Well, all right. Shalom, Lord Christ, Israel. I'm Officer Baraki Allah, also 500 out of I.S.U.P.K. Atlanta. This is Wednesday night law class, and this is my first time being back in class since a wonderful Passover, wonderful 54 Passover, the Lord's Passover. Such a beautiful experience, such a beautiful view of what Israel is supposed to look like. You know what I mean? What the truth's supposed to look like. You know what I mean? It was an honor and privilege for me to be there. And I hope you all were there. And if you were not, definitely, you got to make it next year. We're doing them growing and growing and growing. We rented out the Raleigh Convention Center, and that wasn't even enough for us, man. I'm telling you, it was not enough. They were busting out the seams. You know what I mean? We got anybody else on the line? All right, so tonight's a Wednesday night lock. Anybody else on the line?
Yeah, Salaki. Yeah, about you, I was from my shower checking this.
Shalom, little Craze. We got you down. All right, and the night of Wednesday night's law class night is called So You Found Out Your Man Got Another Rib. Once again, so you found out your man got another rib. You know what I mean? We're gonna go through a few. You know, that's a somewhat of a common situation in Israel. Not all the time, but it does happen. You know what I mean? So we're gonna go through some of these precepts according to the law on this particular issue. So you know, a sister may be going through a man's phone, and you know, first of all, sisters, you know, the phones are a peculiar thing. Right. You know what I mean? Like it's like if you don't want to find out something that everything going on good in your relationship, you know, you may want to watch that phone or just simply ask your husband. Right. Now, the right way to it, that you know that the man should do it, because everything that's lawful is not expedient. But the right thing a man should do is definitely let his rib know as far as, you know, his program or what he's trying to run. But sometimes things happen. You know what I mean? And you may find out, you may be devastated or whatnot. So we're definitely going to help the sisters with that, and also brothers. But you find out you're heartbroken, you're devastated or whatnot, the number one thing you should do, according to the law, is seek righteous counsel if you're unsure what to do. Right. You know what I mean? Because some sisters may know the breakdowns on that and still may not accept it. You know what I mean? What you don't want to do, we're definitely gonna go through some things you don't want to do. Pick up at Psalms chapter 1. Young man Abishai, chapter 1, verse 1 through 6. We're gonna get it on that. What you should always do in any situation that you're unsure of, that you know, heartbroken over, ready to make an emotional decision, seek Yahweh, the Most High, and what He got to say about it, and seek righteous counsel. You know what I mean? Men in the I.S.U.P.K is set up for that. You know what I mean? You come in and get a counsel and get an answer to any issue that you're struggling with. And also, you may know a priest and prophet in the I.S.U.P.K. You could definitely ask him, and he would tell it to you, break it down, and give you precepts on the issue. You got that for me?
Khan, that one Khan.
Go ahead, bring it out.
Khan, that one Khan. The book of Psalms, chapter 1 and verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
Right. That's I say. Blessed is the man is also now that's really just a man or woman in that particular verse. You know what I mean? We don't want the sisters to get simple. Oh, it's just only for men. You know what I mean? That's for everybody, every Israelite or whatnot. But you know what I mean? That's blessed, not cursed, but blessed. Right. Go ahead, read that one more time, starting over.
Khan, that one Khan. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
Right. That's what you should seek, the counsel of godly men, priests and prophets. You know what I mean? Not blasting to your family, not blasting your man on Facebook or social media, or trying to put them out there, right, and get others' opinions on it. You know what I mean? Because the world, because you know, we've been taught again. You know what I'm saying? The scripture said you have to be retaught everything again. Right. So what you don't want to do on this biblical issue, and everything is just about biblical, you want to seek the counsel of the Most High. Right. When you seek the counsel of the ungodly, it's gonna lead you astray, and it can lead you to perish. And we're gonna read further on. Keep on reading.
Con, out of one con, nor standeth in the way of sinners.
Right. Some people run into the way of sinners on these issues. You know what I mean? You know exactly what they're gonna tell you. You know what I mean? Cat ladies that, you know what I mean, that then left all their husbands. Ladies that you know, trying to run a man. Ladies that don't understand the very dynamics of marriage. You know what I mean? Those, you know what I mean, those what we would consider the sinners. Go ahead.
Con, out of one con, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Right. Because what a lot of our women do, especially our Israelite women, on this issue, they blast brothers. You know what I mean? They break down. They go to their family who don't know anything about the truth, who only knows the oppressor religion.
Right.
And what they're going to lead you astray. That's exactly what's going to happen. They're just going to lead you astray, and it's going to be another black family broken up, so-called black family broken up.
Right.
Now the percentage on single parent homes in the so-called black community is 76%. I mean, dog, I mean, do we got to be at 90 next? I mean, come on now.
Right.
About 30 years ago, 30 plus years ago, it was less than 50%, around 40%. I think at 30. Now, with women are being emasculated, and definitely monogamy is being pushed on them. You know what I mean? This is a problem that we run into. Keep on reading.
Another one, con, verse 2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord.
Uh-huh.
And in his law doeth he meditate day and night.
Right. Now, if you knew better, you'll go to the law on the issue.
Right.
You'll go to the law on the issue and you meditate day and night on there. And that should give you your rest.
Right.
Now, of course, that's easier said than done when we're speaking about an issue like this, but I wanted definitely to establish what counsel you should be seeking. Right. You know what I mean? Really. You know what I mean? If you follow, you got a question?
So like if I could.
Oh, come on.
That's real heavy. How you bring this out? You understand? Like going to the, not getting the counsel, not ungodly. Go to a righteous man. Go to somebody who knows the law. Go to somebody who can really explain what is going on and really can give you not just encouragement, but really guidance.
Right.
Guidance, because a lot of times we find that, like I said, especially with the topic of the class, our sisters, you know what I'm saying, unfortunately, who feel hurt in this circumstance, but they shouldn't necessarily feel this way, are going to other women who are hurt.
Right.
You understand? So it's like you pretty much want to go to somebody who's just going to pretty much just stroke your ego.
Exactly.
You understand? Like, oh, you're hurt, you're upset about something. Oh, you know what? Let's go. Let me get somebody else who can help empower how I'm feeling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they essentially just try to take over. You know what I'm saying? They don't, like we say, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to godly people. So they're just really just letting the, you know what I'm saying, just letting the enemy, letting Satan take over their feelings and emotions.
Right. That's exactly right. You know what I mean? They're just feeding that agenda that you want to hear. And if anybody tell you anything else, you know what I mean, you lashing out against them when it shouldn't be that. You know what I mean? You can go to a righteous counsel and somebody to show you empathy. Everybody may not show you empathy on that subject, but I know the men of the council of the I.S.U.P.K will, and they will break it down for you. Keep on reading.
John out of one come, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
Shall what?
Shall prosper.
Shall prosper. You want to have a tree. You're like a tree. Well, you want to make sure that you producing fruit. You know what I mean? And how you do that, you follow the laws of the Most High. And what you need to do first is you have to learn the laws. You know what I mean? You learn them by hearing, and then you do them. And when you run into the issue, because I mean, yeah, you may think it's wonderful, and it is wonderful that we are the chosen people of the Most High.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you see the proof on that, you know what I mean? The truth is a wonderful thing. And you know what I'm saying? It's mind-blowing on how much our presser has kept this information from us, that we have to come into an older age to even find out, you know, what we even are according to the Most High.
Right.
So you may find out these things, but also in the law, you also may find out some things that you don't like. You know what I mean? Right. And the same thing for brothers. They may find out some things you know, that they can't, that they cannot indulge in anymore. That's wild. You know what I mean? But as far as this particular issue, that's what gets a lot of our sisters. It get a lot of our sisters, man. You know what I mean? We've been it's 400 years of oppression. You have to get that off of you by adhering to the laws, statute, commandments of the Most High. Now, if you go through your man's phone, you just so happen to go through your man's phone and you see that he's been messing with prostitutes, now that's a whole other issue.
Right.
We're not standing by him on that issue. If you go through your man's phone and you find out that he's been messing with trainees and and he got a secret homosexual lifestyle, oh no, we don't have a scripture for that. Right. That, you know what I mean? He's definitely out the way of the Most High. Right. If you know, say if he's been messing with other men, women,
right,
creeping with his best friend, woman, or anything like that, definitely we're not. That's against the laws of the Most High. But if you find out this man, or if he just been, if you find out even read deeper that you find out he just been laying with sisters and throwing them away. You know what I mean? That's another issue. That's another issue, fornication. But if you just find out that he's dealing with another woman, another real righteous according to the Most High. Right. She's a sister. That's another thing. You go through his phone and find out he's been dealing with the heathens. Find out he got a white girl on the team. You know what I mean? He been talking about all this truth, but he messing with heathens, white girls, Asians. Arabs or whatnot. That's an issue. We can't stand by that. Right. We can't stand by that at all. But if you go through your man's phone and he's dealing with a single available woman, then you know what I mean. That man has not broken the laws of the Most High.
That's right.
What is
up? And Salaki, if I could.
Hold on one moment.
Salaki, if I could, you kept giving very good scenarios about women going through his phone, going through her man's phone, and finding certain things of certain circumstances. Right. My question is, with this woman going through with this scenario, right, going through a man's phone, we never mentioned like if she got permission, right, to go through the phone. Exactly. We didn't hear about this. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, like, you know, the scenarios, the women are being what's the correct word for this? Are being sneaky, essentially. Right? Yes. Yeah. Or deceitful. You understand? And trying to break through their man's phone. You understand? Break into his phone, and then now you want to find things that you really did not want to see. But of course, now you would not have to worry about this for most women, of course, if you did not go through the phone without permission in the first place. And then you still could have been happy. Right. Right. Exactly. Right. All you have to do is, you know what I'm saying, you have to have these real talks with your man. Right. You know what I mean? You know, I know a lot of women, you know, they think that they think that it can only be them. You know what I mean? Right. It can't be another woman at all. It's possible. Like they got the best thing smoking, but I mean, you have to understand the beginning from the end, and how this world will populate. Right. You know what I mean? You have to understand things like monogamy. I mean, when you just only look at a European point of view, American point of view, then that's exactly what you're gonna think. Right. That's how a lot of Israelites dealt with back in the day when the Hellenistic Jews, you know what I mean, they're coming out of Greek and Roman customs. The same. This is ain't nothing but America and Europe. They're Greek and Roman customs. You know what I mean? And that's where monogamy started. But when you look at India, East India, when you look at the continent, when you look at the African nations, you know what I'm saying?
when you look at the Arabs, the Muslim, you know what I mean, with the Arabian nations, the Middle East, with the so-called Middle East or whatnot, and all over the world. You know what I mean? Those are they already have that in their society. And our people already know that. You know what I mean? Well, Akon talking about he was born into a household where his dad had 20 wives. Akon said he got 7 wives right now. You know what I'm saying? We don't or you see the man at the Quickie Mart, the East Indian or the Arab at the Quickie Mart, and they got about 7 wives. Nobody looks at that like, oh, player. They trying to be a player. They trying to be a player. But as soon as the children of the slave, the children of the Lord's people that's been oppressed and been enslaved and under the slave master doctrine, as soon as one of those men operating that way, then he's trying to be a player. You know what I mean? He's just trying to indulge or whatnot. You can't wrap your mind around it. You know what I mean? But if you notice, like I said, with the heathens, when they do it, it's just, oh, okay, that's just they cussing. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? But we just trying to be some players. And it's not like that. And that's why I said at the beginning, because just because it's lawful is not expedient. You know what I mean? Because we got a lot. It's some brothers that a little interest in the truth, but the first thing they ask them about is multiple wives. We know those brothers are not in the right spirit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hey, what about the multiple wives? You can have more. Tell her you can have multiple wives. Well, brother, you need to get the milk first. You get the milk and rise up and see how to deal with your woman properly. Because you probably got a lot of demons and things on you. You probably don't even need to deal with anybody, just her. If you do got a rib, if you don't, you probably need to focus on the work of the Lord for a moment and let a rib come. You know what I mean? Because like I said, that's a red flag when we see brothers. The first thing they want to ask about is multiple wives. Somebody wanted to say something.
This young man Desmond, yes, kind of one kind. Y'all just checking in, but my question was along the line of what the brother was just saying about the sister, going through the phone and.
Hello, you said going through the phone and what now? You cut out.
Yeah, I was just saying I was going to ask the question about that, but it was sort of along the lines of what the brother was saying about her getting permission. Like if you got a girl going through your Facebook, Instagram, telephone, I mean, how do you deal with that?
Right, you all right. You tell her that she needs permission, and she's out of order for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's your real. Y'all are one, but we already know this in this day and age, that's an invasion of privacy.
Right.
In their phone.
Lock it.
Go ahead. Who's this?
The young man Desmond again.
Okay.
I'm driving, but can I pull a scripture? Kind of paraphrasing this. Would this be a correct scripture for that? A foolish woman. I mean, a wise woman built her house up, and a foolish woman tears her house down with her hands. Is that like going through a man's phone, looking for trouble and stuff?
Right. Definitely. That's an excellent precept. You got the chapter and verse on that for those who's watching.
Like I said, we also have a question afterwards.
Okay. You can let me know if you get that chapter verse. That's exactly what that is, because I mean when you going through your man's phone, I mean it's like you looking for trouble. You know what I mean? The thing that women in this society got to understand that men and women are not the same. You know what I mean? And that's the problem we have trying to explain that to women. They think everything is unfair or whatnot. I got all daughters, nothing but daughters. Hopefully I have a son one day.
Right.
But I have to let them know, you know what I mean? Because if you don't let them know, they're gonna be like, I can do everything a boy can do.
Right.
You know what I mean? No, you can't. Can you go outside with your shirt off? You know what I mean? And it be appropriate. You don't get arrested for nudity? Of course not. You know what I mean? If you all break up, and that man snatched that child, it's gonna be looking crazy. Right. Like that child coming to me, that baby's just gonna live with me. You know what I mean? The mother have a lot more of the. I mean, I ain't gonna say she got the rights, but it's like it seems about 95% of the time, the woman is going to be the custodial parent of that child. You know what I mean? If she want to take that child somewhere, don't tell you about it and whatever, you know what I mean? You're gonna have a hard time trying to find out what's going on. You know what I mean? That because we, you know, men that's in the truth, men that so Israelite men, we love our children.
That's right.
You know what I mean? We ready to put it all on the line. We do a lot for our children, and we work hard for our children.
Right.
So you know what I mean? Sometimes relationships don't work out. Somebody phone, if you could put your phone on mute unless you got a question.
So, like,
Go ahead.
so we do have a question referring to class.
Okay.
We have a sister who asks, does the first rib have to agree to the man having other ribs? Or can he have other ribs in secrecy while telling the first rib he only wants to be with her? Is it lawful to be deceptive?
Right, of course. I mean, you know, you already know it's the law Wednesday night law class. And what's the name of that sister?
This sister is her name is Tiffany Ray.
Okay. Yeah, of course we already know that we not we're not gonna the law, you can't lie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Being deceived, like, you know, just like the generals broke down. What you want to do is let your whole program be out front. Right. But a lot of times, you know what I mean, you meet a woman, you love her, you know what I mean, and it is just you and her. But as time go on, things get happen. What you should do, you should let your rib know. You know what I mean? That's being a man about the situation.
That's right.
But if that man in his mind, he's telling his woman that you're the only one, you just gonna be my only one, and he get caught up. You know what I mean? Now his deception, he gonna that's nothing we can stand by.
Right.
For sure. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if you did find out by going through his phone or however where you found out, she might have called you and the other rib might have called you and let you know. What you want to do is, you know what I mean, you want to seek counsel of the righteous,
right,
on how to move forward on this situation. Because there's too many black families that are broken up.
That's right.
That are broken up over these situations. And this is the way to restore.
Right.
This is a way to restore our nation.
That's right.
So like I said, like and that's a warning to the brothers also out there. You know what I mean? I mean, these are things that brother a lot of some of us done dealt with. What right. You want to do, you do want to be 100 with you. You want to be a man about what you're doing or what you got going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because when you lie to somebody, then it shows that what the generals say. It shows that you're fearful of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So are you fearful of your rib? Yeah, you know what? You may be. You may find out that you are fearful of your rib. So what you want to do is moving forward, if you do get caught up, you know what I'm saying, and let them know your program and what's going on. Somebody on the phone wanted to bring something out?
Salakia had a wine.
Go ahead.
I got the proverb. I got the scripture for anybody that's watching online about a wise woman buildeth her house, but a foolish woman plucketh it down.
Okay, what's the name it out for me?
Book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hand.
All right, but the foolish plucking it down with her hands. You know what I mean? You gotta remember that. You know what I mean? A lot of times sisters know it may be they may get an intuition or something going on, and they may know if they go through their phone, they may see something.
Right.
So a lot of times sisters be trying to be slick and the way to sabotage the relationship.
Right.
A way to get out the relationship. What they do is just let me go ahead and go through the phone, and I can use this as leverage to the reason why I left.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what we want to do is preach and profit to the Lord. We got to definitely live and learn. We got to get to the point where we have to stand on what we believe in. We'll definitely stand on what we believe in, but also, right. You know what I mean? Don't break the law following another law. You know what I mean? I know that's gonna be that's gonna be more of a difficult thing for brothers, but You know, once you learn better or know better, you definitely do better.
Right.
All right, pick me back up at that Psalms 1, where we left off at verse 4.
The book of Psalms, chapter 1 and verse 4. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff, which the wind driveth away.
Right, it's like the chaff. What anybody know what a chaff is? Somebody look that up for me. Right, the ungodly are not so. They're driven away by the wind. You know what I mean? Well, let me tell you something. What the Most High already established, whatever is highly esteemed among men and women, it's an abomination to the Most High. Keep on reading.
Verse 5. Therefore, the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinner in the congregation of the righteous.
Right. Well, you go into a council of people that's not even going to be standing in the congregation of the righteous. They're not even going to be standing with the Most High. And let's go ahead and cap it out of verse 6. This is the one I wanted to get to about that council. This is the council that you go to when you don't come to the priests and prophets of the Lord. You know what I mean? When you go to the world, when you go to your family, once we all been taught slave doctrine, slave oppression, Christian doctrine. But you go to them expecting, you know what I mean, expecting some good results. You know what I mean? And that's what's going to take you backwards in life. You know what I mean? Making emotional, it's going to cause you to make emotional decision. And what it's going to do is going to take you backwards in your life. You know what I mean? What you want to do in this life, if things get crazy and crazy, you need to cleave more to your husband.
Right.
Cleave more to your family.
Right.
Cleave more to your household. Not go backwards. Not leave your family without any exterior around them, without any gate around them. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You want to build that gate. Go ahead.
You said don't leave them without a fence or a gate. You mean like a covering?
Right. They're covering. They're covering. You know what I mean? Like you say, the gates of language.
Yes.
Right. You know what I mean? What, Jeremiah 14:1? Right. Because the Israel, our gates been broken down. That's why the oppressor could come in, and 400 years later, we don't know anything. We don't, you know what I mean? The more technology and advanced everything get, the more simple-minded our people are. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 14:2.
Oh, 14:2, Salaki. Well, you gonna bring it out? Go. Okay. Go ahead, young man Charles. This young man Charles.
Okay. This is young man Charles checking in.
Okay. I got you down. You got a question and a statement?
Just checking in.
All right. I got you down. All right, go ahead and bring out that verse 6.
I got the definition for the word chaff.
Go ahead.
Chaff. The seed covering and other debris separated from the seed in threshing grain. Something worthless.
Right. So what that is, it's basically like a little piece of a leaf. You know what I mean? And that scripture says the ungodly are not so, but like a chaff, like a piece of a leaf, a piece of a stick, which the wind drive it away. That's how little you need to be paying attention to somebody who's not been raised up. You don't know who they are according to the Bible.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're gonna be leading you astray. You know what I mean? And their opinions are just like the definition say, are worthless on these issues.
Right.
All right, go ahead and bring out verse 6.
The book of Psalms, chapter 1 and verse 6. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous. But the way of the ungodly shall perish.
The way of the ungodly shall what?
But the way of the ungodly shall perish.
The way of the ungodly shall perish. The blind lead the blind. They're gonna be led into a ditch.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's exactly what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? I know it's not. You know what I mean? I know it's very hard for sisters. You know what I mean? And that's why we have empathy for sisters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, because let me tell you something. Without this truth, what had happened is a man meet another woman, and he called her his little side piece or his little sneaky link. And but if he likes her more than you do, if she makes him feel better than more than what his first rib did, guess what he does? Anybody want to take a guess what that man does without the truth? When he meet because it happened. I mean, it's not like it don't be happening in the world. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It happens in every religion group, every set of Christianity. You know what I mean? When that man is married to a woman, but he meets another woman, what happens in Christianity? Somebody on the phone want to answer that for me? Go ahead.
He gonna leave her, or he gonna spend more time with the one and give him a peace of mind.
Right. He gonna, you know what I'm saying? Well, 99% of the time, he gonna leave that woman. You know what I mean? Say if y'all were high school sweetheart, college sweethearts, or just being together for decades. You know what I mean? And he meets a more perkier, young, you know what I mean, and more energized woman. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, every time that's how they do it. They leave that woman. They leave that woman, and you know what I mean? That woman ain't done that man nothing. That woman ain't did nothing to that man. He just leave her high and dry. You know what I mean? Some men be married and have kids with the rib and everything. As soon as he meet somebody that he that makes him feel better. What is that movie on Harlem Nights? Hey, when he called home, you remember on Harlem Nights, he called home. Hey, put your mama on your phone. I ain't never coming. Hey, Lorraine, I ain't never coming home no more. Right. You know what I mean? That's exactly how the world would have you. But the Most High said, no. You don't do that woman like that. You don't just throw it to the side like that.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's exactly what happened. Especially if she ain't done you nothing. And when I say done you nothing, she never fornicated on you.
Right.
You know what I mean? She never caught a body on you.
Right.
So I mean, so why are you throwing her away? Real, like, well, when women blast the man, they get loud and they begin on the man nerves and everything. That's, you know what I mean. And too many arguments. A man may say, "Hey, you know what?" And he got options too. You know what? I don't need you. You know what I mean. I know you got my child or whatever. It's a wrap. I want a divorce, which is very unlawful thing to do, and you getting yourself into adultery.
That's right.
You can definitely get yourself into adultery. And with that, I want to definitely bring out what Christ said about marriage. Pick me up at Mark 10 and 11 through 12. That goes along the lines of what we're talking about. Right, this saves the woman. We know so many different situations like this. And that leaves a woman that's out there just single.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, like I was saying, some men will leave that household and won't even check on their children.
Right.
You know what I mean? And start loving the other children more, his new children more, or even sometimes that woman kids. He sees them more than he sees his own children. You know what I mean? So he does for them, which is totally off and totally out the ordinance of the Most High. Let me know when you got that Mark 10 and 11 through 12.
I got you, Adawan.
Go ahead.
The book of Mark, chapter 10 and verse 11. And he says unto them, whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another committeth adultery against her.
He committed what?
Committed adultery against her.
Negro, you caught up in adultery, man. That's what the Christian church done got you off into, man. You know what I mean? That's what your pastor is off into. He done had too many arguments with his real. He done had too many arguments with his wife. So he divorces her and marries another. And it look all good when it hit HD, when it hit the Instagram, when it hit social media and Facebook, all the smiles because it's a new thing. But Christ said what? Read that one more time.
Verse 11. And he says unto them, whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another committeth adultery against her.
You're an adulterous man. And read verse 12 for me.
And if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she committeth adultery.
If a woman do what?
And if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she committeth adultery.
Right, because you know what? The woman is that's what I'm saying. We're going to the dynamics of marriage. That a woman is bound to her husband for life. That man is bound to his woman for life. But like I said, the men. Go ahead. Who is this?
Shalom, Lord Christ. True Ramon, so I'll take it in.
Shalom, Lord Christ. I just put you down.
Okay.
Right, you know what I mean, and as we know in the world, we how the state of marriage we've been taught is basically adultery. You know what I mean? You arguing too much, you got too many problems. You know what I mean? Her weight is fluctuating, and she getting too skinny, she getting too big. You know what I mean? She done lost her tail, whatever, anything. You know what I mean? Anything they using any reason for divorce. But Christ set that straight in the law. And that's why you need to come to righteous men in the I.S.U.P.K. to get the full breakdown on the marriage and what marriage is. Pick me up at Matthew 19:19. And while you do that, we're gonna read anybody got the Zondervan Pictorial Bible Dictionary on them? We're gonna read what marriage is. Anybody got a Bible dictionary? I got it right here, but I'm just trying to see if anybody can read it. If not, I'll get it. I'll bring it out.
Let me get mine.
Yeah, let me know what you got there. We're gonna read biblically what marriage is, not what we was taught in Babylon, in the New Age Babylon, aka America. Not what we was taught up under our oppressors' doctrine of what marriage is. You know what I mean? What you got to do, you got to be retaught on everything. You know what I mean? When Adam and Eve, the garden scriptures or whatnot that we all knew from kids when we came up in church with coloring books or whatnot. You thought you got that down pat. You had to get retaught on that also. And tonight's class is about marriage. Multiple wives, women finding out her man got another rib. So what we need to do, you have to get retaught definitely on that also. Go ahead.
I got that Zondervan compact Bible dictionary on marriage.
You ready? You got it. You got it up and ready.
Yeah, come.
All right, go ahead, bring it out for me.
All right, it says in the book of the Zondervan compact Bible dictionary, it says marriage. Part the believer is not bound, the meaning of which is controversial. Some teach that Paul here always for a remarriage of the so-called innocent party.
You read it from the beginning, and you read it from like when they say marriage, the first set.
Oh, hold on. Okay, does it start where it says most scholars today favor the theory? Gospel.
Nah, that's not it. I'll go ahead and bring it out.
Okay.
The what?
I got it right here. I think it's right here.
Oh, you got it. Go ahead. Let me hear.
Marriage is an intimate personal union. A man and a woman consent.
To what? To a man and a what? To a man and a what?
A man and a woman consent.
Right. That's another thing. That's when a man and a woman consent, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing with it comes. That's how you know everything's so flipped up, upside down. Because you know what I mean. You got people in your family who are doggone cut off their rod and got that be a doggone woman and get married to a man, and everybody, all the women in the family will congratulate that. You know what I mean? You got some people in your cousins in your family that doggone two women get married, and everybody will say, hey, as long as they leaving their truth. And nobody would touch that. Nobody would, and you criticize that, you got to damn near whisper. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like the Underground Railroad or Harriet Tubman them back in the day got whisper or when master around. That's how Negroes do. If they want to say something about somebody who homosexual these days. You know what I mean? Every foul thing. But as soon as that man, I know, man, if a brother want to bring up a white girl into his family, to the family reunion, or a sister, one of your female cousin want to bring a white man up in there. No, you know what I mean? Everybody knows if they got something to say, you better keep it short, and you better have that on the low. Right. You know what I mean? Everything like that. But as soon as a man has more than one woman, that doesn't they were both single. Right. Both single, and as soon as he did it's hell to pay. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, your auntie mad at you, your cousin's mad at you. You know what I mean? Sometimes even your mama mad at you for that. But ain't nobody had nothing to say. But go ahead, sir.
Hey, look, you driving it too, because not only is it righteous they were single, that's in the best case scenario, because in most situations for the black man, you stepping into a situation where the woman already got kids.
Right.
So she telling you can't have no other woman, but the proof of her having other rods looking you dead in the face every morning.
Exactly.
Of her having other rods.
Exactly. Thanks for bringing it out, sir. You know what I mean? Because we're not saying nothing wrong. We know our sisters are definitely fruitful, but some sisters that have 5 kids and 4 baby daddies, and dare you to go out and get another rib. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there you go, another rib, because you know what? That's one of the curses, man. Because you know what I mean. What the Most High say, the women are ruling over men. We're gonna pull that scripture in a minute too. But go ahead, bring out the rest of that on marriage. Start at the top again.
Marriage is an intimate, personal union to which a man and woman consent, consummated and continuously nourished by sexual intercourse.
Hold on now. So you mean that's marriage? You say what? Consummated? Started consummated?
Consummated and continuously nourished by sexual intercourse.
I said that what makes the marriage. That's what marriage is. Sex is marriage. I.S.U.P.K, the home of the truth in 1969. We the one told you sex is marriage. You know what I mean? You ain't believe it because you know what I mean? Because it's nothing to you. Sex is nothing to you. You know what I mean? You'll give it away with anything. You're a trisexual. You know what I mean? You'll give it away to a man, to a woman, to a doggone made in China, to whatever. You know what I'm saying? You just got there and give them the box and right, whatever you got going on, you'll give it away with anything because America has made it to sex is like getting a doggone value meal at McDonald's, man. It ain't talking about nothing. Right. And that's why these chicks out here talking about, it's just this. It ain't nothing but some this. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing but some rod or whatnot. Or dudes like, ain't nothing but a little, you know what? I can't even know what the word to use for that. But yeah, a little box or whatever. Right, because you're not looking at it as a sacred thing. Keep on and you already know consummated, like, and that's another thing about USA, about the even US laws. Our oppressor has on his laws. When you get married, if you get married to a woman and y'all had the ceremony, y'all have a ceremony or whatnot, and the woman been keeping herself or whatnot, whatever, and she been holding out, been waiting to the ceremony to give it to you. But just after the ceremony, if she goes to her man's phone, and y'all already got the marriage license, y'all had the ceremony, time for y'all honeymoon, time for y'all to consummate. Right. But if she just so happened to go through your phone and see that you been already been goddamn been getting dealing with other women, and she said, I can't rock with that. I'm gonna take you for everything you got. And she go to the courthouse and it be found out that y'all never did consummate, y'all never did have sexual intercourse that night. You know what I mean? The marriage is a no. That's not a marriage. Right. You know what I mean? Because even in the USA, on the court to get official marriage laws, you can go through all the rigmarole and the ceremony and everything. But if that consummation does not happen in that bedroom, that marriage is not official. Right. You know what I mean? I don't care if you spent I don't even care if you know what I'm saying, you spent 20 racks, 100 racks on the wedding. You know what I mean? You jumped over the broom. You had all the flower girls, everything. You going to you got marriage on the beach in Hawaii, a ceremony, but if that bed, if it's not consummated, that marriage is a null. That's what we wanted to bring out, you know, and that's what the consummation is. You got that in Matthew 19:9. Who's holding that for me? Go ahead, bring it out for me.
The book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. And whoso marrieth her, which is put away, doeth commit adultery.
Right. If you know what I mean, if you that's you caught up. You caught up. If it's not according to the law, you're not supposed to put that woman away unless she fooled around on you. Right. You know what I mean? Unless she mess with a man or a woman. You know how it is these days. You know what I mean? They just bump. They hitting everything. You know what I mean? So it could be a man or a woman. If she never did that to you, you know what I mean? It don't even matter. It's no, you don't have a right to put that woman away at all. But if she did do that, but if you did put her away unlawfully, and to the next brother thinking that he got something, boy, you don't got yourself nothing. You an adulterer and you don't even know it. Go ahead, other one.
So what you're bringing up with this scripture, essentially, according to the scripture, with Christ speaking, is against the law to make a woman, essentially, make women hoes.
Right, exactly. That's what it is. When you hit them and quit them, when you hit them and throw them off to the side, I'm gonna just doggone deal with her for a minute and throw her to the side. You making a whore out that woman. You making a whore out the children of Israel, the daughters of Israel, man. That's what you doing. You know what I mean? The Lord don't deal with you. He ain't dealing with that. You're an adulterous man, and you think you got something going on. You think you got you a real union. You don't even, and that woman you dealing with. You thought you got something. You don't got anything, man. You know what I mean? You an adultery. And you ain't even know it. Right. Heard up, man. So we read what marriage is. Let's get the proof on the Bible of what sex is marriage, man. Somebody pick me up at Genesis 24:67. Genesis 24:67.
The book of Genesis, chapter 24 and 27. Was that verse 27?
Chapter 24, verse 67. 6-7.
Verse 67.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah.
He did what? He did what? He did what to Rebekah?
And Isaac brought her into his mother's Sarah's tent and took Rebekah.
Right, he brought her into the tent and took Rebekah. So we already know this is not a kidnapping, you know what I mean? Because he already brought her into the tent. So how did he take her? He took her because that's talking about that consummation. They talk about the intercourse. He took Rebekah. Keep on reading.
And she became his wife.
They had a ceremony there on the black sand beaches of Hawaii.
And she became his wife.
They went to the justice of peace.
And she became his wife.
They Christian pastor $3,000 to bless his marriage and be the host of wedding.
And she became his wife.
Hey man, that's how you become a wife. Through through consummation, through sex. Sex is marriage, man. Don't never get it twisted. You know what I mean? Keep on reading.
And he loved her.
He did what?
And he loved her.
And he loved her, man. You know what I mean? That's another thing about the Christian church too. He loved her. You know what I mean? Because these what these simpletons will do. They are somebody that met in high school. They've been together for 20 years. They never had a marriage ceremony. They never got a piece of paper. But they've been together for 20 years, got 4 kids, got a house and everything. But two people that I met a month ago, they got a marriage license. All of a sudden, that's more of a marriage than what they got going on. Are you that simple or not? Go ahead, sir.
Not only that, your point. That same marriage that they've been together for 20 years, that Christian pastor is telling her that if you don't put a ring on that finger, then all them years up to then didn't even count.
Exactly.
So you love this woman, like Isaac love Rebecca,
but
you saying, I don't love this woman because I ain't put no ring on her finger. Now how wicked is that?
Exactly.
And she fall for it a lot of times.
Unfortunately, a lot of times, you know what I mean? And it's everybody in the ear. And that's when we going back into the unrighteous counsel.
Right.
You know what I mean? That false, that pseudo pastor is in her ear. You know her family, her family is in her ear. And you already know dudes that's trying to doggone go behind where another man done been at. He's definitely in her ear. You know what I mean? And definitely her friends, because none of us, because we all children of the slaves.
It's like, I hate to say it, because I know brothers afraid to say it. A lot of times when you deal with these sisters, I'm gonna say it. That whole marriage in itself, America's idea of marriage is garbage. You telling me I gotta get you with a ring on your finger, but throughout your years, throughout your 20s, and in high school and college, you was letting Ray and Pookie them hit for little to nothing.
Exactly.
Now you telling me, in order to have you, I have to bring this material thing. See, you didn't value yourself from the jump.
Right.
That was the issue, is the fact that she wasn't taught sex is marriage, so she ain't valued what she was giving. She was giving up the most person. How am I marry you and have the street know who you are?
Right.
Exactly. It's like everybody that had their turn. You know what I mean? High five in the what Pop say in the locker room, all they do is laugh and high five because another nigga plays your ass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Throwing up sex. They throwing up sex on the wall.
You don't even want to go back to your real hometown, to your wife's hometown, because you already know. You can already tell without going to her hometown. You know what I mean? Shawty is what they call it back in the day, fast. She fast with it. She don't let. Yeah, heck yeah.
Find out the holes in about a couple days.
Right, you know what I'm saying? You got that documentary, The Freaknik, coming out, man. You know what I mean? But we already see that a lot of them women about, you know what I mean? I got older brothers. My older brother took me to Freaknik when I was about 14, and they about 50. So they're all them about 50 right now. So all them got they putting on like they righteous right now. You know what I mean? But we see what the real from the fake, man. Go ahead, sir.
It's like how you bring out how understand the real from the fake. You know what I'm saying? Because of this society, we have a very misconstrued understanding of what marriage is, and also what relationships, what relationships are, what they consist of. You understand? Like I see a comment from a sister who says that she finds that sex is the quote sex is marriage is being used as rationalization for men of the truth to be able to sleep with women.
What's her name?
Tiffany Ray. And then it goes on further to say that the other women are not wives to them. They don't house these women or bring them home to meet their parents, nor do they have intentions on having children with these women.
Right.
You understand? And you know what I'm saying? Like we have sisters have to understand this is not true. You know what I'm saying? I mean, granted, there are a lot of sisters who make their own money, you know what I'm saying, who have their own cars, have their own houses. You know what I'm saying? And then like for the man that they're dealing with, he already has a house. And he might have children in that house. You understand? So now this is the man that you're dealing with, he can have children with you. Right? He might not want to have children with you right away. You understand?
Exactly.
He might want to, granted, yes, he made you your wife, you know what I'm saying, like biblical wife, not what we know America to say what a wife is. You know what I'm saying? And things do take time. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool. Now the relationship, as far as like just man and wife is working. But now let's see how it's going to develop. You understand? To you being a mother and everything. Let me see how you move in certain scenarios. You understand?
Right.
That's real nice and eloquent what he's saying. But I simply want to know how many men And she could type this in. How many men has Tiffany slept with? Because that makes all of the conversation what we talking about.
Right.
She says she don't agree that sex is marriage, but yet she probably made about 4 or 5 marriages within the last 2-3 years. Right. So what she's saying is null and void. All what she's saying is that of the concerns of a respectable woman. How many times has she slept around? Is she not known to man? Can I claim you and walk you down the streets and niggas don't laugh? Oh man, he went on girl.
Right.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, and think about the dynamics about race of people. You know what I mean? You know when people say, when talk about black women, the bad connotations they get on them. But think about our sisters and our brothers actually treated sex as it was marriage, because that's what it is now. How would that change if it was that serious? You know what I mean? Because people laugh, because when you laugh, you got that, and you can't believe it. You telling on yourself. You telling on yourself and how you gave away some precious. Because how close can you get to an individual when y'all swapping DNAs? When you tongue kiss an individual, you swapping DNAs. But when that man is entering inside of you, and you know what I mean, and down there, that I mean, I don't care what you say, man. That's the closest one can get to an individual. That's right. You know what I mean? Besides a baby growing inside of you and coming out of you from sex. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm trying to clarify. It's like they coming up against us for teaching sex is marriage, but then they giving backlash to that concept because they themselves have given up what would constitute marriage. So we don't have to prove that sex is marriage. You have to prove that you understand what we saying. What we saying is scriptural. It's out of the Bible.
Right.
Exactly.
What you saying is you against the Bible. You against the idea that sex is marriage because you rather be a 2 for 4 at McDonald's. You rather be, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but you rather be for the streets. How you gonna say that you ain't for the streets when the idea of marriage in America is you have sex all the way up until you married,
right?
And up until somebody presents a ring on your finger. Now let her answer that. She answers.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I guarantee she answers.
Exactly. And in the meantime, and we're gonna prove that some more. Exodus, somebody pick up Exodus 22 and 16 through 17. Exodus 22 to 17. And that's what we gotta push on our daughters, man. We gotta push on our young brothers. That's why I try to tell people in my family about that. You know what I'm saying? Right. That sex is marriage. You know what I mean? And that while you young and while you perky, you know what I mean? Don't use those years in bopping, going out the streets and bopping. You know what I mean? Don't use those years and going out and getting flued out and sleeping with man and man and man and man. Because by the end of that, by the time you get up in age, you know what I mean? You think you could just snatch up a man, but no, you're not gonna be able to snatch a man's man. What you're gonna be able to do is snatch a simp, a man that's on the same level as a woman in a feminine spirit. That's exactly who is going to only gonna wife you up, because we already know the G freak from high school and everything. That dude, like, I would never go with her, but there's always one sucker who gonna go with her. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly who you're gonna settle for, and nobody looks at that man. That man is less than a man.
You understand? And Salakia, if I could, you know what I'm saying? What you've been bringing out is real heavy. You understand? How you brought this out, like the first thing you need to do, if you have any kind of questions, you know what I'm saying? If you're unsure on things, you don't have to go blast off. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead and talk to that. Go talk to that man. Go talk to the man you're dealing with. Go talk to your husband. You understand? Just because like you have quote unquote one bad situation compared to, you can say that you had so many great years together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So many great years together, so many memories. You understand? You probably have children together, but now you want to just, and we'll use the word, you want to just cast all this away.
all this way because of one incident.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? One incident. You understand? And chances are, the way that a husband got one wife is the same way he gets another.
Exactly.
You understand? Like, and are you upset about it? Yes, you are, and that's fine. But understand that this is biblical. And here's something else that women need to understand. And I learned this the hard way. If I could, just real quick, with dealing with other women, right? When I'm dealing with a woman at that time, you know the one thing that a woman that you're dealing with doesn't want to hear about. She doesn't want to hear you talking about another woman.
Exactly. Yeah, she don't.
She doesn't want to hear about that.
Mm-mm.
In that space, in that context, at that time, she wants to be the only one. And so I, as her man, as her husband, I have to do everything in my power to make her at least feel this way.
Exactly.
You understand? Because right now she is with me. She is with me. Later on, I'm gonna be with somebody else. But in this moment, it's me and her. It's me and her. And again, if you can say that you have so many great memories together, so many great times, why were you attracted to him in the first place? Why were you attracted to him in the first place? And chances are, you saw what he was doing. He was probably dealing with other women. And guess what? You saw how he was treating that woman. You saw how he was treating his kids. And you're like, you know what? I'd like to have the same thing. I like to have the same thing because I know at least this man is not on the down low.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's not pretending. I know this man is all the way heterosexual.
Exactly.
And if he's treating this woman like this, he's treating his kids like this, guess what? Chances are I can have the same thing. But now if you go with the intention of trying to be the only one, then that's where the problem becomes. That's where you have the problem in. Don't try to be the only one.
Yeah.
Be that one.
Right. Be the one.
Be that. No, that
well, yeah, you're right. Shalak, be that one.
That one.
That's
all you have to do. Don't worry about the other women.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about the other women. Worry about yourself and what you can bring to the table and bring to the household for them. You don't have to leave them. Don't leave them because the Bible says don't leave him. Don't leave him because now let's say he held a couple of secrets from you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you really need to know? Did you need to know?
Right.
You understand? Some things are better to be left unsaid. Something about being long way. Some things are just better to be left unsaid. And again, if you need questions, don't leave. Don't leave with the questions unanswered. Get the questions answered and get counsel to help. Get counsel to help. You understand? That's what you have to do. Because see, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build relationships. We're trying to, you know what I'm saying, build families. You understand? We're tired. We're tired. The I.S.U.P.K, the Commander Yahanna, is tired of blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians being statistics.
Right.
I'm tired of them being statistics because now you want to be upset about something. What are you going to do? You're going to leave. You're going to leave. You're going to leave a house. You're going to leave a home.
Mm-hmm.
And now what are you going to do? Now you want to, say you know what? I can do bad all by myself. Why? Why do you want to do bad by yourself? Stay, and you can do better. That's what you need to do. Don't be in your feelings and just leave, because now you're going to leave and you're going to be with another man, right? And guess what? And the thing is, this man is going to do you even worse. This man going to do you even worse. Exactly. So it's like again, how you brought it out. Get the counsel. Get the counsel. Don't leave. Don't leave in your emotions. Don't leave in your emotions. Get the counsel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And that's how you go backward. That's how you go backwards in life. That's how you put your child at danger. You know what I mean? Because that man is that protection. You know what I mean? And somebody picked me up in Exodus 22 and 16, but also we want to hold on to okay, we're gonna pick it up at all right. Pick me up at Isaiah also. Isaiah 4:1. Because we got Exodus. Yeah, go ahead.
you, sir. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
All right, go ahead. And yeah, Book of Exodus 20, chapter 22, verse 16 through 17.
Find out at one time. The book of Exodus, chapter 22, and verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. Verse 17. If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins.
Right. If a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, that means that woman is single. If he entice a maid, if he kicking game to a woman, and he entice her, and he lie with her, you know what I mean? He shall surely endow her to be his wife. You know what I mean? We're going over sex is marriage.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're establishing that according to the Bible. But that's what the problem that our society has. But you know what I mean? The more things change, the more things stay the same. You know what I mean? You can't get around that. That's why brothers be knocking other dudes off for sleeping with a woman that you know what I mean?
Right.
The woman that broke up with these dudes, and they got a new boyfriend. The old boyfriend, he can't get over it. He come and kill the new boyfriend. Sometimes kill both of them. You wonder why these things happen like that. Because what y'all consummated, what y'all had y'all union, it's supposed to be for life.
Right.
You know what I mean? That man, he didn't let that go. Just because don't let these women fool you. Just because they let it go, that's why you have to do your research before you sleep with a woman.
That's right.
You know what I mean? These days, anybody I.S.U.P.K. now it can happen, but I'm gonna say anybody I.S.U.P.K. they already know. Don't marry a woman on the first night.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? Do your research.
Right.
It's many reasons to do your research. First of all, do she have any children? First of all, do she have any baby pictures that she was a woman? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Second off, well, first you gotta get past that, man. Come on now. Technology moving, they can fool you. They make them fool you one day. You know what I'm saying? I don't say they can do it right now. And also, you need to be checking on the reason on that last relationship. Because they'll tell you all that's how brother we brought out about trouble DTE.
Right.
I'm saying Trouble Atlanta rapper. You know what I mean? That woman had broke up with that man for 2-3 days before that. But if Trouble called, you still dealing with that dude? Nah, I got rid of him. He moved out and everything. Right. You know what I'm saying? That seemed like a green light. But the ways of it is death, man. Right. The ways of it is death. Trouble went over there after the club or whatnot. Old boy was thinking about this thing. Right. I know she doing something. I know she thick as I don't know what. She ain't answering the phone. I ain't seen her active on social media. I can't even go to sleep. I'm going crazy. I gotta pull up and see. Right. You know what I mean? Because that's how a lot of boys get caught up in and get killed all the time. We never thought of what happened to Trouble. He got the whole streets behind him. Right. He coming through just to get a little piece of something because he ain't thinking sex is marriage. Right. Nobody broke down the Trouble that sex was marriage. You know what I'm saying? He went over there in Conyers, in Rockdale County. Right. He from Edgewood. He probably thinking I ain't got no problems out here. Matter of fact, I can leave my gun in the car. You know what I'm saying? And he walked in, man, and was with that woman laid up, and not knowing that she got a husband, not knowing that there was an unlawful situation, not knowing that man came in and slew Trouble, man. Right. Go ahead.
And Salaki, if I could, you know what I'm saying, how you bring up that story, that falls on that woman.
Exactly.
Let's say what if Trouble didn't know.
Right.
I mean, but even though he did, but also for that woman, because she has somebody already. She has somebody. So she was already a man's girl. She was already a man's wife, but now she wants to go sleep around with somebody else. You understand? And that's what keeps bringing our community down.
Right.
You understand? And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep women from sleeping with multiple men. You understand?
Exactly.
And being seen as stereotypes. You understand? That's what the I.S.U.P.K. is doing. And granted, there's going to be a lot of women who don't understand right away. Right away. Right. You know what I'm saying? But that's in confusion that our oppressor has set on us. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of confusion. But again, like the men in I.S.U.P.K, you understand, like we're bringing out this truth and we live this truth. You understand? We're following after these scriptures. You understand? Again, there might not be some things that you know right away. There might not be some things that you're told right away. You know what I'm saying? But all you have to do is speak it to the women, because not all the women are bad. You understand? And even the women that might seem as bad. You know what I'm saying? We want them to be good as well. We want them to be great in the kingdom. You understand? But with their men. You know what I'm saying? And if I could just real quick, just read a scripture. Okay, bring it up. If I could. Ecclesiasticus 26 and 26. Chapter 26, verse 26. You understand? And it reads, a woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we want. We're trying to raise up women who can be honorable. You know what I'm saying? Like earlier, Officer was talking about women who have reputation in the streets. You know what I'm saying? For essentially, you know what I'm saying, being road pieces. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Being spare tires and everything, and we don't want our women to be like that. We don't want our women to have the reputation that they've been with multiple men. You understand? And that these men know all their feminine secrets and everything. It just spread them out to the streets, to the whole city. You understand? We want our women to be honorable. You understand? But when you read further on, but she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly. You understand? So when she wants to go on Facebook, she wants to go on YouTube, go on different platforms. You know what I'm saying? And blast her husband. You know what I'm saying? Because of something that at the time she was not aware of. Right. You understand? Or something that she just did not understand fully. You understand? That's not honorable. That's not credible. You understand? You don't really have a leg to stand on. You understand? But instead, you want to leave your man, and now you're gonna be laying on your back with somebody else. You understand? And guess what? And the next man that you be with, he's not gonna trust you, because you want to make decisions. You're not making logical decisions. You understand? You're making emotional decisions. You understand? And that's not something that's honorable. You understand? And then guess what? How scripture says you're counted as ungodly by all. Of all the people, everybody's going to see you. Everybody's going to see these moves that you're making. And ungodly woman is a hoe. I know we trying to listen. I'm glad I came walked into this class, because we ain't sugarcoating nothing. Right. She found out that the husband got another woman, and like you say, she go lay with another man, and guess what? By that scripture you read earlier, she now become a hoe. She been ran through, because she gonna keep doing that. She gonna get with another man that's gonna do that again, get another woman, and so you get another one, you get another man after that. You doing the same thing he doing. Well, exactly, and that's how they become industry box. You know what I'm saying? They've been hurt. I've been in the process of trying to find the right one. I've been with 50 dudes. Right. But it took me 50 times. Right. You know what I mean? Well, you could have figured out the first situation. If you knew sex was marriage, you would have just had one situation. Exactly. It didn't need you to take you 50 rides, man.
No. If you were a godly,
if you a con, one a con.
Because that's the point where he read it.
Con, one con.
And we gotta focus on that, because we trying to credit some ungodly women. Mm-hmm. When they themselves, they want to be that way. They want to be the freak Nick topic. Right. Yeah. There's some women right now that they excited about this Hulu drop. Oh yeah, definitely. They hoping to see themselves on this documentary. Right. Did this as quiet as it's kept.
Exactly. Then somebody got a picture of Yolanda Adams out there?
Man, she out there.
Oh man.
I've seen it. I seen Kimberly Elise. I thought Kimberly Elise was decent.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I went to Freaknik one time. As a matter of fact, 94 Freaknik. I used to go to
I stayed in the Atlanta area, so Freaknik was just in my neighborhood.
Right.
And I, you know, matter of fact, I met Tupac and everything that for Freaknik, and that's how a lot of the young brothers from Atlanta, we be so sexual deviant because we seen, you know what I mean? If you about 40, late 30s right now, you seen that Freaknik at a young age. You seen strip clubs push at a young age. So the box ain't nothing. You treat a woman like, you know what I mean, like it ain't nothing. You know what I mean? But how much more to a brother like that that's been raised up in the truth,
right?
And you know what I mean, show what to do and how to really properly deal with a woman, because we know how to throw a woman away.
Right.
We know how to goddamn pimp chicks.
Right.
We know how to really be a player.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's not that. It ain't that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because the priests and the prophets and the children of the slaves, they're gonna find out who they are, and the whole world is mad about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, sir.
It's just like how you read that scripture. There's another scripture say, a wicked woman plucked up down her house with her own hands.
Right. We brought that up.
A clamorous woman is loud and she knows she's simple and she knows nothing.
Know nothing. Exactly. And then how many times in the I.S.U.P.K, even sisters that they already know the breakdown on multiple wives, they came in the truth and they fixing food for brothers, they helping brothers, but as soon as it physically actually happens, they still clash out also. They want to talk against the generals, they want to talk against the school, they want to call the school a cult. I know we wear shirts that say cult leaders or whatever. We playing into that wordplay.
That's the whole we talking about.
You know what I mean? That's what happened. But we seen it 100 times in the I.S.U.P.K. It's not anything new. You know what I mean? But we see you go. We see that you've been around. We treated you like nothing but family. But as soon as that happens, you want to blast the school. You want to go on Facebook, the World Wide Web, and put your household family business out there, and you show yourself, you know what I mean, less than dignified. No self-respect. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You let the walls of your household go into the whole world. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. And that you had your reward. You had your reward on the earth.
Right.
You know what I mean? But what is it gonna be in the end? You're gonna perish.
Right.
Go ahead, sir.
And it's like that, if I could just one more. You know how you're bringing that out. You understand, like, because we don't want our women to perish. You understand? We don't want our women to perish.
Not at all.
We want our women to flourish in the truth, flourish in the kingdom. You understand? We don't want our women. I said we don't want our women to be hoes. You understand? We don't want them to be for the streets, and we don't want them to go to. We don't want them to be with their men and then leave, and then go to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? We don't want our women to have bad reputations. You know what I'm saying? Have bad names. We don't also want our women to be statistics and be somebody who can be played by another man who's gonna treat you like dirt.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna treat you like dirt because now you're so emotional. You understand? You want to make rash decisions. You understand? And you from the old school. You remember the song "The Splackabilly."
Right. Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? That's all the dude's gonna be. The dude's gonna just be a Splackabilly. That's it. And guess what? That's how you're going to be seen. That's how you're going to be seen. Mm-hmm. He is Splackabilly to you. You know what I'm saying? Just because, you know what I'm saying, you feel with your emotions that your man is not doing you right. You know what I'm saying? But now you can't see the bigger picture. You can't see the bigger picture because he is treating you right. And guess what? He's not just going to treat you right. He's going to treat this woman right. He's going to treat that other woman right. He's going to treat multiple women right. Treat them the right way, the way that Christ and the Most High intended.
Exactly.
You understand? So that they won't have to feel that they have to be the man and the woman in the relationship. You understand? They can just sit there and look pretty and serve. Be under that man and help that man out. Not just serve, but they can make suggestions. Help that man out. Help that man to be great. Understand? As opposed to just making rash decisions and now you just want to leave. We don't want that. And Christ does not want that. So like
right, yeah. Christ definitely don't want that. And that's why Christ said what he said, man. Hey, somebody still holding that in Isaiah 4:1?
Christ said this too. Remember this.
Go ahead, sir.
He said, I spoke to them in parables because if they understood it, surely I had to come save them. There's some folks he ain't want to say.
Right.
The hold that and that precept I'm telling you on that with Christ. Let me get Christ's word. Hold that Isaiah 4:1 and pick me up with Matthew 25:1.
It's some folks Christ trying to say. Now we don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And we don't want our sisters like that. We don't want our people destroyed like that.
Right.
But hey, man, sometimes we gotta put our hands up. We see what she on. And when they say they don't believe sex, it's always sex ain't marriage. That's the gateway to that hoe with them.
Exactly.
I see it all the time. That when they bump against anything that we teach at the school.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when we come to women, it's about multiple wives. It's because they want multiple rods. They don't really care. They'll have multiple wives. They'll have you in the world in the according to their terms.
Exactly.
And it means while they can get multiple rods too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something about when they get exposed in this truth, you find out it's about that hoeing. When you do your digging, you find out it's about some hoeing.
Right.
If find out she got some uncleanness in her.
Right.
That's what you'll find out. And but a man in I.S.U.P.K, we already know we got to deal with that woman as long as she ain't slept with another man. But as soon as you do that or slept with somebody else, it's a wrap.
Right.
But if you see some uncleanness in her, because we already know, we dealing with that. Right. They think when we say multiple wives, they think we just like the people like on the A&E channel, like the Bravo channel, the Mormons, the sister wives, like the sister wives show. We got about 19 wives staying up in a 10-bedroom house. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That is not what we talk about for real. That like for real, Israel we been got this thing figured out. And that don't mean that man don't love you either. That's right. That don't mean that man won't lay his life down for you.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Who said that? Right. You know what I mean? Like for real, because being a player, I remember like when I was in the world, they don't, you know what I mean? Whatever that woman going through, shoot, I ain't gonna be there for that. Right, we there and I'm out. You know what I mean? I hit you on at 2:00 in the morning again. Right. But when you dealing with multiple wives, when you dealing with multiple ribs, you got way more of a responsibility. You got to be looking at it for life. Right. And that's way different than somebody trying to be a player. Come on now. Right. Are you serious? Are you serious? Like, for real, do you understand? Like, then, even if you have 3 ribs that's dealing all in essence, you still have to go out in the world. You still gonna see another man, wife that's fine as I don't know what, and you may have to still deal with that where you don't want to not go entice her. You know what I mean? It's all type of ways that you're gonna have to be dealing with. I mean, just because you got 3 wheels don't mean that you just gonna be so complete. You know what I mean? But what y'all have to do, y'all have to figure that out. But you're bound, that man and that woman are bound for life. That's right. You know what I mean? And that's why the woman at the well that came to Christ, the woman that the well that came to Christ, talking about she ain't got no husband. Christ said you had 5 husbands. Right. Christ called her a hoe. You know what I mean? And that's another one we can bring out. I might have to do a part 2 to this. Right. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna get Christ's words on some of these multiple wives. Go ahead and bring out Matthew 25:1.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25 and verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins.
How many virgins?
Be likened unto 10 virgins.
Now they could like we could look at the etymology of that word. It could be a young woman, or it could be a woman that ain't had no sex. But you got 10 virgins of age. I mean, come on now, come on. That I mean, you don't call. That's the kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? That's comparable to the kingdom of heaven.
And not to clear up what I say, they don't have to like it.
Right.
But like you said, it could be some uncleanness there. But when they bump and they leave you and they say they done with you, we know what that is.
Exactly.
We know what that is. That ain't righteous. Right. And that's what we fight against. That's right. Because it ain't righteous. You think it's righteous, but it ain't.
Right. It's not righteous. It's not righteous at all. You know what I mean? Like for real, because what are you doing? You putting your grandmama is Yahawashi is Christ, is Jesus. You putting your mother is Yahawashi is Christ, is Jesus. You putting your Facebook, social media following is Yahawashi and is Jesus. You know what I mean? When you gotta go get back and get Christ's words and humble yourself, because your life ain't nothing but a vapor. You ain't here for 300 years, nigga. You ain't even barely here for 100 years. You know what I mean? What your job is here is to be fruitful and multiply. That man is with you, you hold it down, you know what I mean? And you produce children and you hold it down. Not for you to do your own thing, YOLO. You know what I mean? That's how you get tricked out the streets. That's how you become for the streets.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, whoever taught you that lie, man. For real, you only here for a short time. Who the hell told you could go freaking do whatever you want to do? You know what I mean? That's nothing but a damn lie, man.
Right.
For real. You know what I mean? For real, you supposed to begot Barack begot this daughter. Barack begot this son. You supposed to be keeping that line going, that bloodline going. Not doggone out here freak nicking. You know what I'm saying?
And then the Lord, even more funny in the fact that he only give a woman so many years to where she can be of that use.
Exactly.
After that, after a certain age, it's like,
yeah, gravity start kicking in, and that's when that man gotta really truly love you.
He gotta love you.
Yeah, cause you popping your shit right now, B. Yeah, you popping right now. You perky. Everything is the gravity is defying on everything you got. But what is gonna be? What's gonna mean in the end? What is gonna mean in the end? You know what I mean? It's gonna happen. You're gonna have to build that foundation. Not on no. It's not no player stuff. I.S.U.P.K ain't going to no player balls. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to, know what I'm saying? No pimp balls or whatever they call it these days, or nothing like that, man. We dealing with these women in righteousness. You know what I'm saying? Keep on reading.
Matthew chapter 25 and verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamp and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
To meet the who?
Verse 2.
Hold on. To meet the who?
And went forth to meet the bridegroom.
So you telling me that the kingdom of heaven is compared to 10 virgins of going through and meet the bridegroom, going through to meet the groom, the man. That's what the Yahawashi, who everybody say, oh, Jesus, you know what I mean? You know how much the so-called the black woman say she loved Yahawashi, love Jesus. You know what I'm saying? But and everybody want to talk about salvation and always want to talk about heaven. They want to make it into heaven or whatnot. But we here to tell you that's what heaven is compared to. You know what I'm saying? You got to know who you dealing with. You got to know who you coming against. You know what I mean? When you coming against the army of the Most High, you already know. You know what I mean? You cannot win against that. You know what I mean? Do not open your mouth and speak against that at all. Hit me up. You got Isaiah 4:1? Go ahead, bring that out also.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man.
How many women?
7 women shall take hold of one man.
This in the Bible, or this on the goddamn the Players Ball channel.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man.
I mean, are we watching the Mac with Goldie? He got 7 chicks, and they all taking a hold of him. We watching Dolomite. You know what I'm saying? Are we watching that, or this is the Bible? And then for real, these words that cannot, the law, it cannot go void. Right. 7 women gonna take hold in that day. 7 women gonna take hold of one man. Keep on reading.
Saying, we will eat our own bread.
Only men that can have multiple wives and men like Puffy, and they got a lot of money. You gotta have the resources and the money, then you can have multiple wives, right? What they said? Read it again.
Saying, we will eat our own bread.
No, you gotta afford. You gotta be able to know. Hold on. You gotta be able to afford all those wives. What are you trying to do? Yeah. I know what the law said. You know, you can show me in the Bible, but you got to be able to afford all those reels. What they said?
Saying, our own bread.
Man, the women say it's coming, a day coming, man. And I'm saying, we trying to put you down. We trying to put you down on what's really going on, the beginning from the end, the alpha from the omega, man. You know what I mean? That day coming, and then that day is gonna mean so many men gonna go so feminine, so many women gonna go so masculine. It's gonna be all twisted up to the men that know who they are according to the Bible and the truth and the ISUPK. They gonna stay solid. They're gonna be the most masculine thing. They're gonna be more pure than any gold, any diamond, anything. Right. More precious than that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then that day, 7 women is gonna take hold of one man, and they go read that woman. We're gonna do what?
Con out of one con, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, "We will eat our own bread, and wear our own apparel."
Nah. We took them to the mall like Gunner and them, and we ran up a check like little baby. We just glorified tricks out here. You know what I'm saying? You can have a Birkin bag if you can have a Birkin bag if you want to. Go ahead, read that.
And wear our own apparel.
And oh man, wear their own apparel. That day coming for real. Keep on reading.
God, out of one con. Only let us be called by thy name. To take away our reproach.
Right. Only be called by your name. You know what I mean? These scriptures cannot be broken, man. We're not playing no games with that. Right. We're not playing no games with the women. But what we won't do, we won't play with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Now, if a man if a man has no wives, that's lawful. If a man is content with that one rib, that is also lawful. We're not gonna be making fun of that brother. We're not no better than a woman than that brother. If we got 2, 3, 4, 5 ribs, and he only got 1 rib for life, you know what I mean? If he content with that, that's on that brother. Right. But if that brother has an appetite for other things, that testosterone is flowing, you know what I mean? Because I don't think y'all understand what rules the world. You know what I mean? Donald Trump said he grab a woman by the box. You know what I mean? And do you think them heathen white women said, "Oh, he's chauvinistic, he's this and that"? They said that's the man we want right there. That's the man we know. If China and North Korea get out of line, he gonna send them nukes through. Just like, you know what I mean? And they ain't have a Donald Trump when Hiroshima dropped, but the white man sure did it. Because you know what rules this world? Nuts, nomads, stones rules this world. You know what I'm saying? That's what runs the world, man. You know what I mean? If a woman was control of the nuclear warfare system, we 50% of this earth will already be destroyed. You feel me? Go ahead, sir. Bring it up.
And Salaki, if I could, with that script that you had just brought out, which was so heavy, you know, saying that last part when it came to the 7 women holding on to one man. The last part, it says to take away our reproach. Mm-hmm. Take away our reproach. And when you look up the word reproach, you understand? Looking up the word reproach. The word reproach means fault. All right? It means fault, blame. All right? Or even disgrace, discredit. Right? So now, in that verse, those women that said, take away our disgrace, take away our reproach, take away our faults. The way that we used to be in the streets with multiple men, take that away from us. Mm-hmm. Take that away from us, because you know what? We're tired of that. We don't want to be known in the streets no more. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to be known as a thought. We don't want to be known as $40 is $40 is $40.
Exactly.
You understand? We're not trying to be that no more. You know what? We want to be under this one man right here. You understand? So we can live a righteous life. You understand? We can live a righteous life. All right? We can be godly women. You understand? And this is according to the scriptures. According to the scripture, you understand? That's what when oftentimes is bringing out the truth so heavy and so hardcore with it. You understand? Because yes, the truth is a hard pill to swallow, but it's good medicine. Mm-hmm. It says good medicine, and that medicine can save the lives, all the lives of Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. You understand? There's no other organization, no group. You understand? The police, the church is not going to talk like this. The church is not going to give you this kind of truth. The church is not going to give you this wisdom and understanding that can help you and save your life. You understand? The church is going to make you a statistic. You understand? Church is going to tell you, oh, if you're not happy, just go ahead and leave. Find something else. God will provide. You understand?
Yeah,
But the Bible is saying it's okay. Stay with that man. You understand? Stay with that man. Get the counsel that you need. You understand? So that you can be righteous in the sight of Christ and the Most High. You understand? You won't be seen as somebody with a bad reputation. You won't have to worry about getting tricked anymore by other men in the world.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what the council is for.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, and that's a problem because a lot of times women, like I said, when I was going again, women think they can do the same thing as men do,
right,
which they can't. Right. The same woman that's saying that, she's taking advantage of everything, herself being a woman. You know what I mean? Exactly. But she'll push it to you like she could do everything you can do. Right. You know what I'm saying? Why that heathen woman, not in oppression, not the children of the slave, the heathen woman, she doggone, like I said, was brought up with Donald Trump. You know what I mean? He's saying some of the foulest stuff in the world, but them white women behind Donald Trump, man.
I'm gonna slap you if I could. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. This is a true story too. Years ago, ISIS was fighting back against the American infiltration. Mm-hmm. Fighting hard in the mountains, having to retreat from their villages, running from their homes, leaving their families behind a lot of times. They was fighting tooth and nail with busted AKs and rocks. Muslim women around the world seen those men fighting. You know what the women did? They flew from around the world to where they was at in the mountains, and they gave themselves to be wives to the Muslim men. Mm. True story. Women from Australia, Europe, wow, America, Canada, Muslim women, they seen them ISIS men fighting, and they said, I'm gonna go make their bed, be their peace, cook dinner for them, give them some of that tail, all that, because they saying they was fighting. It just lets you know how far gone our women is, to where, you know, they look at you and they debating on whether you can have more than one woman fighting you tooth and nail as you fighting every day against this oppressor. It just lets you know the contrast in how these nations think versus how we think.
Exactly. And that's why we're so glad we joined the I.S.U.P.K, because it takes off our plantation mentality. That's right. And it takes us to a whole worldwide mentality. Now, if you get it, if you comprehend or not, what we gonna do? We still conquering. We looking at it on a worldwide scale, but we understand our people still looking at it as a plantation type of mentality. Right. You know what I mean? And do what you do. But what we here to do? We here to take this kingdom. We here to take the whole world, man. You know what I'm saying? We you know what I mean? We don't have a slave master over us. You know what I mean? As soon as a nigga start talking about Christmas is over with, you can't celebrate. We don't celebrate Easter. We celebrate Passover. Niggas be talking about, oh, that's that weird stuff. Oh, they on that weird stuff or whatever. Because nigga, we don't left the plantation. You know what I mean? We ain't looking at you. We ain't looking at our cousins. We ain't looking at our brothers and our sisters as the enemy. We're looking at the real enemy on the nationality, the worldwide scale, man. You know what I mean? Right. Thank God for the General Yahanna bringing out, you know what I'm saying, keeping this truth going. That's right. And trickling on down. You know what I mean? And we only gonna get greater and greater. You know what I mean? And pick me up, and for my last scripture, pick me up Deuteronomy 21:15, the law of multiple wives. Go ahead, Ottawa.
So like if I could, we had a sister wanted us to was asking for a breakdown of with the subject in mind, the topic of the class. She wanted 1 Corinthians 7:15. You understand? and it reads, "But if the believing depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but God have called us to peace." Understand? But we in the I.S.U.P.K. we don't cherry pick. You understand? Verses. You understand? Like
right.
You can't just go to one verse, because also she wanted us to read. You understand? 1 Timothy 3:2. You know about typically the bishop should be the husband of one wife. You understand? With her not understanding that this is metaphorical of about the truth. That one doctrine. That Christ was teaching us. You understand? But if I could just real quick, with the reading of 1 Corinthians 7:15, there's a part that a lot of people they tend to miss.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And it's when you just go up a few verses, if I could. 1 Corinthians 7:10. And to the unmarried I command, yet not I, but the Lord, let not the wife depart from her husband.
Right. Say Salaki, sir.
We tend to miss that. 1 Corinthians 7:10. And unto the married, and I command. And this is from the I believe from the Apostle Paul. Yet not I, but the Lord. Let not the wife depart from her husband.
Right. Exactly.
We tend to miss that. We tend to miss that. In all the emotions that's happening, all the things that we don't understand, we tend to miss things.
We do.
You understand? We tend to miss things. And that's what was so heavy when you first brought the class. Like before you do anything, before you make any big decision, before you make any big moves, get the counsel first.
Right.
And get the godly counsel.
Godly counsel.
Don't get the counsel to people who are not in your situation. You understand? Don't get counsel to people who can't help you. Don't get counsel to people who don't even have your situation.
Exactly.
Who don't know your circumstance.
Exactly.
Who don't live how you said that you're going to live. Don't get counsel from them. Get counsel from the righteous man. Get counsel from the man who taught your husband.
Exactly.
If need be, you understand? Because we promote that as well. If a man does not have the answers, we will go to a man above us. You understand? We will go to a man above. That's why we go to Captain by Desire, because we go to counsel. We get counsel from him. And then sometimes Captain by Desire will go to a man above him to get counsel. You understand? Like that. That's how it goes. You understand? You're not equal, and you shouldn't want to be equal. You understand? All you have to do is just be in your zone, be in your lane. You understand? You ain't got to worry. You ain't got to worry about the other ones. You be the best. You be the best. Because essentially, for that woman in a man's life, guess what? She is the only one. She is the only one because she is only that one. You understand? And the man might have 5 other reals, but guess what? There is only one you. And you are the only one. That is you. And that's what makes you so special to him. You understand? And our sisters need to understand that and realize that. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be on the team. It's okay to be on the team because you are that only one in his life. Right. This is what you bring to his life. You understand?
Yeah,
again,
exactly.
Just real quick, just one more time. 1 Corinthians 7:7.
Yeah, bring it out.
And 10. And to the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord, let not the wife depart from her husband. Understand? And it says, and if she depart, let her remain. Let her remain unmarried.
No, bop it out here.
No, it said no. The scripture says, if she depart, let her remain unmarried.
She going through a slut phase.
Let her remain unmarried.
After the divorce.
Let her remain unmarried.
That ain't what's going to happen.
You see what I'm saying?
They just get pushed the pressure by 4-5 niggas in 1 month.
Because again, Flagy, if I could, we don't want this for the sisters.
Right.
We don't want this for the sisters. The scripture's saying this. Sister, don't leave your man.
Exactly.
But if you feel that all your emotion that you absolutely have to leave, then sister, you are believing. You are saying that, you know what? I follow this, but I'm gonna be by myself. You're essentially going to do bad all by yourself.
Exactly.
You're not going to do bad with another man.
That's impossible. You know, you
Right,
go,
and,
yeah,
and your daughter gonna be molested by that new nigga.
yeah, gonna be less by new dude, and we already know the way sisters brought up in this society, they can probably go 5-6 months max without any intercourse, and that's really stretching it.
Right.
With no penetration,
5-6 months
at the max.
with WAP playing every day on radio.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, you think about go for life like that?
I think
It's a
they
wrap.
transition to another ride. They go literally off one ride to another.
Yeah, we call that monkey branching, by the way. Call that monkey branch.
And as bad as we're talking, this is what we want our sisters to avoid.
Exactly.
This is what we want them to avoid.
Avoid it.
Again, the scriptures are saying this. The scriptures want our sisters to avoid this too. This is what the I.S.U.P.K want. We want our sisters to avoid this. You understand? We don't want you to have that bad reputation.
All right. Yeah. Just like in 1 Timothy or whatever. We already know. A man's supposed to have a bishop supposed to be blameless, a man of one wife or whatever. But without going too much deep into it, we already know what we asked. Was Christ? Did Christ have a rib? Did the Apostle Paul have a rib?
Right.
You know what I mean? We already know Yahushua Christ. If he ain't a bishop, who is a bishop?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it goes off and talking about, like, you know what I mean? So we already know that's not talking about what you think you're talking about. You know what I mean? You thought you got something, but you ain't got nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Christ and Apostle Paul. Them two right there, them wrote both of the New Testament.
Right.
And they ain't got no ribs. So how are they able to display that in 1 Timothy unless it was talking about something else?
Right.
Jeremiah 3:1 is the precept for that. Jeremiah 3:1 is the precept for that. We already know. I've been raised up. We've been raised up in this truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We seen the 12 tribes charts, and we were like, a nigga gotta prove all that to me.
Right.
Before I come in here. And that was proved. You know what I mean? This ain't nothing but the home of the truth, man. It was 1969. Right. We would have been failed.
Right.
You know what I mean? This Wednesday night law class, and for this last scripture, you got you holding Deuteronomy 21:15. Right, because Christ said, not one jot, not one tittle of the law shall be done away with unless heaven and earth pass. As long as we sitting right here on earth, as long as we see, you know what I mean, that look in the skies and see the sun, see the heavens, see the clouds, you know what I mean, the law remains, period. You know what I mean? You can look that up in Matthew. But so we go into the law. We're gonna end it with the law on this Wednesday night law class. Go ahead and read to me Deuteronomy 21:15.
Out of one time, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21 and verse 15. If a man have two wives.
Oh snap! He had what?
If a man have two wives.
He player. He a pimp. He my player partner. He popping his collar. Or he just a man. He sound like he's just a man to me.
Right.
Sound like he's just a man. Not a woe man, but a man. Go ahead. It's because he got laws on this issue.
Out of one cup. If a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, and if the firstborn son be hers that was hated, then it shall be when he maketh his son to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn.
Right, because right. No, hold on, stop for a minute, because that happens. You already know. You met a girl back in your high school years. You graduated in '99. You know what I'm saying? And you be the women for high school, but you met a girl. You just met a new rib in 2023. A nice little perky something, and you know what I'm saying? You got kids with her also,
right?
And you love her. She energetic and everything. You know what I mean? And she has your baby, she has baby, and you love them kids. You with them, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're a little bit more comfortable in life. You know what I mean? But you want to give them all. The Lord said no. You know what I mean? You still have to deal. First of all, you still have to deal with that woman from your youth. You know what I mean? With all that gravity that hit, it's gonna happen to all of us. There's all that gravity that hit. You know what I mean? She gotta go back to her old pictures and everything. You still have to deal with that woman. You can't put that woman away. You crazy? You know what I mean? You may not love her like you may think she bitter or whatnot. You still gotta deal with her. And matter of fact, her son gets the inheritance and it's trickling down. It's trickling down past her son to the on the inheritance, man. The Lord had to set a law for that because He know y'all niggas out there with doggone find a new rib that's got that's way more perkier, that's way more feminine. You know what I mean? That smell. You know what I mean? That whatever. All they're hitting in all areas. You know, y'all niggas give it all today. So the Most High had to set laws on multiple wives. So you know what I mean. So the next time your grandma go to church screaming Jesus, Jesus. Next time your grandma go to church or you go to your grandma's house, she got that Bible. Just know what that Bible say. It's all about the law, man. You know what I mean. I'm Officer Baraki Allah. Pass it over to Officer 500 Adar Mall.
Shalom, Israel. This is I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We have the I.S.U.P.K. started at 1 West Hunter and Fisher Hall, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They have to be saluted only. They hit to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to that brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes is the commandment coming from the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and also the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, which means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department. Priest fund, free offering for priests, not mandatory. Also, the amount you would like to get. Upcoming holy convocations. We are in the Feast of First Fruits. Right. You understand? Feast of First Fruits, which we just started Sunday, April 9th. All right. And we will be closing the Feast of First Fruits come May 29th. May 29th. You can find that in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 10 through 22. All right. Stay tuned for more details. All right. And as a reminder, if any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. That's boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and war scarves. And if you could, please do Google the address when you're on your way to the school. That is 3353 Glenwood Road, Decatur, Georgia. Understand, to help build the algorithm for the school. And with that, we'll give a courteous salute to the teacher, Ben Israel, Amijam, Abba Shabbat, Amijam, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah.
All right, what we just said in the Hebrew. May the Most High, in the name of Christ, bless you. Yahweh, hands down. We'll also give a courteous salute to the sister online. All right. Ben Israel, Abba Shabbat, Amijam, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alatha Ba Shem